Welcome, GCSC Technology Integration YouTubers, to the Windows 10 in Under 10 video. In this video, I will explain the key concepts of Windows 10 in 10 minutes or less. Hopefully you know that Windows 10 is an operating system and that an operating system is the control center of your computer. Windows 10 allows all of the things you see on your computer to function in a normal manner. If you're new to Windows 10, one of the first things that you want to be aware of is the Start menu. The Start menu can be accessed two different ways. You can press the Windows button on your computer keyboard, or you can move your mouse to the left corner and you can single click once on the Windows icon right there. And the Windows 10 Start menu is back. If you used Windows 8, you know that the Start menu was not a part of the operating system, and it is back. It had been there for all the previous versions of Windows. Once you access the Start menu, you see several features. On the left side right here, you see all the programs and applications, and you can view those in alphabetical order by scrolling down, by left-clicking, holding down, and scrolling down on the scroll bar that is just to the right of all of those programs that are listed. So you can see all the programs and applications that are installed on my computer. Those which I use most frequently are stored here under Most Used and allowed for easy access. On the right, I see what are called the live tiles, and you can see that they are switching so that I can be updated as to what is happening with those tiles. Some of them appear there by default. It's very easy to do a number of operations with those tiles. If I want to move a live tile, let's say I want to move the Microsoft Edge tile to a different location, I move my mouse over that tile, I left click, I hold down, and then I drag the tile to wherever I would like it to be located. Notice that the screen will become somewhat grayed out, and you'll be given options about where you can place that tile. So I can move this tile wherever I would like. Let's say I want it down here next to Shortcut. I can find the spot right there, and I can drop it and it will be placed next to Shortcut. So that is how you move a tile. You will notice that tiles come in a variety of sizes. If you want to resize a tile, you are again going to move your mouse over the tile that you want to resize, and this time you are going to right-click on the tile, and there is the option to resize. You have choices of small, medium, wide, or large. So let's say that I wanted to take this to a medium tile. I would choose the medium option, and my male tile would be reduced in size from wide to medium. Let's say that you have a tile that you do not use very often and you want to remove from the Start menu. This will probably be especially true when you first start using your device. So let's say that I do not want Google Earth Pro on my Start menu because I do not use it very often. I'm going to move my mouse over that tile. I'm going to right-click on the tile, and I'm going to choose Unpin from Start. And once I do that, the tile disappears. So that's an easy way to remove tiles that you do not want. Conversely, you may find that you want to add tiles because there are programs that you use very frequently. So for example, I may use OBS Studio very often. I would find OBS Studio in the list of applications and programs on the left side, and then I would right-click on that application and I would click Pin to Start. And notice that OBS will be placed at the bottom, and we've already learned how to move that or resize that if you want to do either one of those operations. A couple other miscellaneous features that are found by pressing the Start button, going from bottom to top. Right here I have the power settings, and if I choose the power settings, I have sleep, shutdown, and restart. Of course, when you want to shut down your computer, make sure that you always use the shutdown button. Don't actually push the power button of your computer. Click the shutdown button and it will guide you through the shutdown process. Above power, you have the settings option. If you move your mouse there and left click, you can access the settings. Please keep in mind, if you are a GCSC employee watching this video, students do not have access to the settings, but teachers do. So once you open the settings, you will see there are a number of options. You can explore those and see what settings you might want to change. Yet another nice feature of Windows 10 is the revised search area. And if you click in the revised search area, which is just to the right of the Start menu, you can search for three things at one time. So let's say that I want to search for presentation. If I just type presentation, it will search for files, programs, and the web. So it tells me that PowerPoint is obviously an application that is designed for creating presentations. It will tell me that I have some documents that I've created that are named presentation. And if I wanted to, I could search the web for presentation. So just by typing one word, I've searched three things. Again, files, programs, and the web. And all those results have been yielded in one place. Another great feature of Windows 10 is something called Task View. Task View can be accessed on the taskbar. It looks like a square with two smaller squares to the right and left of it. If you left click on Task View, it will launch. You can also launch Task View by pressing the Windows button and the Tab button simultaneously. Once you are in Task View, you will see all the applications that you currently have open, and you will also have the ability to create a new desktop. If you click Add Desktop, it will create a second desktop to your operating experience. And here you can open an entirely new set of programs. This comes in very handy if you like to use lots of programs, but don't want to have the clutter appear all on one desktop. So once I click on desktop 2, I have a very similar environment, but I could open Chrome here, and I could have Chrome running here, and I could have my other applications open on my first window. You can navigate back and forth between the open desktops by using the Windows button, the Control button, and left and right. So I can navigate back to my original desktop, or I can go back to my desktop with Chrome. Another great feature of Windows 10 is the ability to quickly show your desktop. If you're like me, you probably navigate in an environment that has lots of windows open and you are constantly multitasking. You may not want to minimize all these windows in order to get back to your desktop. So in order to quickly show your desktop, you can move your mouse over to the right side of your taskbar and you will see this gray vertical line. And if you go to the right of that and you left click once, it will show the desktop. And so you can access any items that are on your desktop very quickly and very easily. And you can left click once again on the right side of that gray bar in order to restore all of the windows that were open before. Alternatively, you can also use the Windows button on your keyboard and the D button, and it will do the same thing. So Windows D will show the desktop, and Windows D will then restore all the items that were open. Another important area to be aware of with Windows 10 is the Notification Center. The Notification Center is found in the bottom right portion of the taskbar. Notice that I have one notification currently showing. If I left click on that once, it will open the Action Center. A couple of things to be aware of right here. Any notifications that you have will appear right here in this area. If you need to navigate between tablet mode and laptop mode, you can do so right here. If you're operating on the school device, you will know that sometimes the device can get stuck in one mode or the other, so you will need to toggle in and out of that, so the Notification Center comes in handy for that. Also notice that you can access all settings from here. Again, if you were on the school device, please be aware teachers can access that, students cannot. But the Action Center is a very important area to be aware of because there are some settings that you may need to access there. Another feature of Windows 10 that I would like to make you aware of is Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge can be accessed at the Start menu by pressing the Microsoft Edge Live tile, or if you don't have a live tile, scrolling down and finding it alphabetically in the list of apps and programs. Microsoft Edge is Microsoft's new internet browser. If you'd used the previous browser, Internet Explorer, you would know that it is not a great browser, and typically at school we recommend that teachers and students use Google Chrome. We still stick with that recommendation, but since Edge is included as part of Windows 10, I think it's important to explore a few features that it can offer. First of all, you see that I have Edge open, and I have 3 tabs open. A nice feature of Edge is that you can hover over a tab just by moving your mouse there, and it will show you what is in that tab. So it makes it easy to navigate very quickly between tabs. Another nice feature is something called a web note, and that can be found on the toolbar right here. You can click Make a Web Note. If you would like to use your stylus, make sure that the option right here, Touch Writing, is enabled. And if I wanted to highlight or annotate in any way the Greencastle Weather STEM site, I could do that. So let's say that I wanted to circle this information. I could do that. And once I have done that, I have a couple of options. I could save that if I wanted to. And if I save that web note, I have the ability to save it in my favorites. I also have the ability to save it in OneNote. So we will cover OneNote later if you're taking the class. And if not, you could save it to your favorites. Another option is that you can create a screenshot of your annotations, and you can use that for whatever purposes you want. There are other features that Edge includes, but since we do recommend Chrome, I'm just going to cover those features, which I think might be useful for you on a regular basis. And certainly if you wanted to use Edge for those, it would be more than welcome.